Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Learning with Miss Hales. Now in today's video, we'll be looking at finding fractional parts of a number. Let's get right into it. Let us now look at some steps that we will follow when we are finding the fractional part of a set of objects. What we will do first is to divide the number of objects into equal groups. And the number of groups you have will depend on the denominator of the fraction. So if the denominator is 3, then yes, you will have or you should have 3 equal groups. Our next step tells us that we should take out a part or parts of those groups. Now, the number of parts that you take out depends on the numerator of the fraction. So if the numerator is 2, then yes, you will take out 2 parts. The last thing you will do is to count the number of objects in the parts that you took out. In this case, you took out 2 parts, and the number of objects there is 6. So the answer is 6. Let us now look at a worded problem. Remember, we are trying to figure out or find out the fractional parts of a number or a set of objects. Our first scenario says Kevin has 6 puppies. So we know that Kevin has 6 puppies. He gave 1/3 of his puppies to his friend. Now we also know that Kevin gave 1/3 of the puppies to his friend. What we want to know is how many puppies did he give away? What we will do first is to draw our 6 objects. These 6 circles here are representing Kevin's puppies. Alright? So we are saying that Kevin has 6 puppies and he gave away 1/3. Remember, as I told you before, the denominator will tell us how many groups we are supposed to have. In this case, we are to have 3 groups. So I'm going to divide my 6 objects into 3 equal groups. Yes, the groups must be equal. But let me go ahead now and show you how you can divide your objects to make sure you're dividing them equally. So draw out your 3 circles first. Then you'd begin to put in the objects one by one. So far you have 3 objects there, but you need to have 6. You go ahead and you add your other objects. Now you've distributed all the objects, so you have 6 objects there and your 3 groups. Now our numerator is 1, so we are to consider just one of the groups, one of the thirds. There are 3 thirds there, but we will focus on 1, this one here. And we want to know how many objects are in this group here. 2? Yes. So therefore, Kevin gave away 2 of his puppies. Let's move on to another scenario. Yes, another one. I want to ensure that you get it. Okay? Let's read. So it says, you have 12. No, let us read together. After 2, 1, 2. You have 12 candies. You gave 2/4 of them or 2/4 of them to your neighbor. How many candies did your neighbor get? Now remember, the denominator tells you how many groups you are to have. In this case, the denominator is 4, therefore you are to have 4 equal groups. So we will draw our 4 groups first. Yes, that is our 4 groups. And we're going to consider how many of them? Yes, we are going to consider 2 of them. Let us distribute our objects. So far, we've distributed 4. Still need more. 5, 6, 7, 8. We still need more. 9, 10, 11, and 12. We've distributed all our 12 items into 4 groups. And yes, the 4 groups are even. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups there. Very good. Now we have to look at our numerator and we understand that we are to consider, yes, 2 of those groups. And we circle our 2 groups already. 1, 2. What we'll do now is to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 objects in the 2 groups. Therefore, my neighbor got 6 candies. Let us do a quick recap. When you are finding the fractional part of a set of objects, you must divide the number of objects into equal groups. The number of groups you have will depend on the denominator of the fraction. Next, you will take out a part or parts of those groups. The number of parts you take out depends on the numerator of your fraction. You will then count the number of objects you have in the parts you took out, and that will be your answer. I do hope you learned a lot in this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe so when I post a video, you'll be the first one to know. See you soon.